Reaction? Any reaction?
So if you go past five rounds, it's a wrap.
It wasn't a
the guy knew so many people, bro. The overhand right. Jake's got a tough chin, dude. I think he does whatever he wants after this. He just has such big balls, dude. He had to keep moving. That was the only strategy. People are gonna say he ran around the ring. They don't know. They don't understand fucking boxing.
He showed a ton of heart, right?
Ton of heart.
Just let me know your thoughts on Jake going 6 rounds with AJ.
You know, the fact that he did that, it was good because you know we didn't think it was going to go 6 rounds. We thought it was going to go 2. So the fact that he made 6 rounds is an accomplishment for Jake Paul.
Jake to fight the way he fought.
Right.
You know, trying to stay away. You don't know if he's gonna, how long that's gonna last. You know, Joshua has something to say about that. So you don't know, but I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised.
Right. Were you, I don't know, impressed by anything Jake did? Maybe getting, I mean, he took a right hand to heavyweights have taken it.
Don't mind me, just smoking on that Jake Paul pack. Honestly, Jake Paul, trash. Tommy Fury, trash.
Knocks out Jake Paul in the 6th round. He had multiple knockdowns throughout this fight. A little bit of a weird, scrappy fight. Even the referee had to pause the fight in about the 4th round and say, listen, the fans didn't come to pay for this crap. And Joshua handles Jake the business, the 2-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Y'all can't say Jake Paul don't got heart, bro.
Wow, incredible, right? I mean, he kept taking the right hands, the left hooks. What did you think?
You can't say Jake Paul don't got heart, bro.
You got it.
What's good, bro? You the old guy now. That's crazy. Hey, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? The 4 rounds? You lost every single one of them.
Was it a little too long to get done, or?
Listen, when you fight someone like that, who moves around a lot, you have to try and pick your moments, pick your shots.
Yeah.
That's what he did. So congratulations to Joshua.
Man, and credit.
Rugby tackling you, but he had to do what he had to do to survive, and he did that. So, you know, it's very difficult to go in like, you know, out of the ring for 14 months and just be razor sharp with a guy running. And so, yeah, probably 2 or 3 rounds more than expected.
Nah, Jake is tough. He's tough. He's tough. But the first couple shots didn't land clean. The last one landed clean.
Where does Jake go from here?
Like he said, he need a rest. Take some time off. Enjoy the fruits of his labor.
Paul, but that boy is a real showman. He got some real clean hits off, but I'm not gonna lie, what really got him down bad was the fact that he got gas, bro. That was really it. He got so gas. But one thing I think this fight did is it gained him a little bit more respect amongst the boxing community.
The real shock wasn't the ending. It was how close chaos crept in before the collapse finally came. Everyone expected this to be over in 2 rounds. It wasn't, and that's where everything changes. Stay locked in because the reason flips the entire story. Boxing insiders gave their picks before the opening bell, and what they said sounded ridiculous, until reality started proving them right. One claimed Jake Paul would spark AJ. Another said AJ could end his life. One of those takes was catastrophically wrong, and for a terrifying reason. Tyson Fury ignited the internet by stepping straight into the fire and declaring Jake Paul would knock Anthony Joshua out cold. No hesitation. No debate. A £1 million wager behind it. That single sentence detonated the narrative. And it wasn't random bravado. Fury saw something others didn't, and once you hear it, the confidence makes sense. He didn't just back Jake. He dismissed AJ as a spent force while painting Paul as heavier, stronger, and more dangerous than ever. That wasn't analysis. That was psychological warfare. Pure bait. And AJ heard every word. Then Alexander Usyk sliced through the noise with the most chilling line of the buildup. If Anthony Joshua wants, he will kill this guy. Not beat him. Not outbox him. Kill him. Usyk compared Joshua to a Rolls-Royce and Jake Paul to a Fiat. That wasn't trash talk. That was a warning. One mistake changes lives. One clean punch ends careers. That's why people were genuinely afraid of this fight. Deontay Wilder didn't just side with Joshua. He suggested the whole thing felt manufactured. And that comment alone rattled the foundation of the event. Weight gaps, fame, money. That's how danger gets engineered. Wilder reminded everyone this was the first time Jake Paul faced an active, real professional, not a legend past his expiration date. This wasn't fun anymore. This wasn't novelty. This was reality swinging back. David Hay went even darker, saying Joshua could inflict horrendous, lasting damage, the kind that doesn't fade once the check's clear. He called for a compassionate referee, because if AJ trapped Jake on the ropes, it could be the last day of his life. That wasn't promotion. That was fear. Conor Benn respected Jake's courage but said his mind went to one thing immediately: have the ambulance ready. Then he paused. Maybe, just maybe, there's a 10% chance. That 10% is why people watched. That 10% sells fights. That 10% is how legends fall. Roy Jones Jr. brought it back to brutal truth. You don't outbox Anthony Joshua. You gamble your life on one home run shot. AJ has trained for this since childhood. Jake hasn't. And that gap doesn't close with confidence. Roy said Jake knows Joshua has been hurt before, and that belief is dangerous because it convinces you miracles can be repeated. But here's the cold question. If you struggled with Tommy Fury, how do you beat Anthony Joshua? Lennox Lewis kept it simple. This should be easy work for AJ. And when legends line up like that, history usually listens. Eddie Hearn admitted no sane boxer would ever turn this down. Too much money. Too much exposure. Too little risk for Joshua. Hearn stripped it bare and said the plan was simple. Knock Jake out as fast as possible. Anything else would be a disaster. Going the distance would be embarrassing. Losing would be catastrophic. And surviving somehow still wouldn't crown Jake the winner. That's the twist nobody wants to say out loud. Jake Paul didn't win the fight, but he won something far bigger. And in the next update, you'll see exactly why this loss may have shifted boxing forever. Because this defeat didn't damage Jake Paul's brand. It upgraded it. And that reality has promoters terrified. He didn't win on the cards. He won attention. And attention is the real championship belt. Jake Paul proved you don't have to dominate to control the spotlight. You just have to last long enough for doubt to creep in. 6 rounds became the crack in the armor, and revolutions always start in cracks. Purists hate this part, but numbers don't lie. More eyes. More controversy. More money. And suddenly boxing has a problem it can't punch away. Now every fighter sees the blueprint. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be brave enough to step in. And bravery keeps cameras rolling. Here's what nobody is saying out loud yet. Jake Paul lost to Anthony Joshua and still walked out more powerful than half the division. That scares champions. That scares promoters. That scares the old guard. Behind closed doors, the conversations have already changed. Bigger names. Bigger risks. Bigger paydays. Because if Jake can survive AJ, who's really off limits anymore? This is where boxing quietly turns. Merit steps aside. Momentum takes control. And the next rumored matchup will sound impossible, because this fight proved one thing beyond doubt. The line between sport and spectacle is gone. And once that line disappears, there's no going back. So when the next announcement drops, don't act shocked. When another undefeated record gets dangled in front of Jake Paul, don't blink. The machine has tasted blood. And in the next breakdown, I'm exposing the exact opponent being discussed right now. Not the one they want you to expect, but the one they're hoping you won't see coming.
I expected Jake to fight the way he fought.
Right.
You know, trying to stay away. You don't know if he's gonna, how long that's gonna last. You know, Joshua has something to say about that. So you don't know, but I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised.
Right. Were you, I don't know, impressed by anything Jake did? Maybe getting, I mean, he took a right hand to heavyweights have taken.